Oh, hello again. Nice to see you. Um, this story may be true, it may not be true. It may be part of my early life, or it may be just a figment of my imagination. But yeah, let you decide. This is called An Ill Wind. Another story. Hope you enjoy. Um, Written by me, read by me, copyright by me, Al Donaldson. An ill wind. I hope you like it. My brother and I cleared my mother's home. Bags of clothing, destined for charity shops, filled the hall. The furniture had already been removed, and when talking, there was an echo in the rooms. What next? He asked. Just the roof space. As soon as I saw the brown paper and string, I knew what it was. What's this? He asked. Something I asked Mum and Dad to store for me nearly 50 years ago. We unwrapped the four parcels. Oh, sorry, panels. Wow, my brother gasped. A memory from 1970 came flooding back. I was 18. A friend had asked what I was doing for the holidays. I had 2 weeks. Terry, being a student, had months. I wasn't very well paid, and he suggested a walking holiday of Northern England. It turned out to be a glorious 2 week pub crawl, pitching our tent in the field next to a country pub. This worked out extremely well, as no expense was spent on accommodation, so all funds were spent on beer. Nice. And secondly, food. The weather was perfect, apart from one night when a wind got up and nearly blew our tent away. The next morning, the sun shone, the birds sang, and everything was just perfect. We packed up and tramped across the fields. Our next stop was 15 miles away, a pub near Fountains Abbey. We followed the paths and bridleways, and as we turned into the lane, we saw the remains of the abbey in the distance. Terry, moved either by the view or the curry we'd had the night before, decided to take advantage of a small wood to our right. I could be some time, he said, as he trotted off with a toilet roll in his hand. I sat down to wait, to take in the vista, and thinking how glad I was that I'd come. Terry emerged from the undergrowth. He looked odd. That curry last night was something, wasn't it? I joked. Yes, he said, rather distantly. You okay? I've just seen something. What, the remains of the curry? No, I was sitting on a log. Yes, I smiled. No, not that sort of log. It must have come down in that gale last night. He went quiet. And? I prompted. The log made a hole. I was just about to say something facetious. Look, I'm not mucking about. There's this hole. Rabbit hole? Fox hole? Badger hole? None of those. It's got dressed stone around the top. He had my attention. Dressed stone is not something you'd see in a wood. A mason would have dressed that stone. It took skill to do it, and you wouldn't dump it in a forest. He led the way. As we got nearer, the smell got stronger. There, he pointed to the hole. Terry, firstly, do something about that, will you? I'm gagging here. When he came back, we both looked into the hole. It was pitch black. In the gale last night, the tree had come down and landed on the apex of the roof of something that had been built in the ground. And you could see all around the top was dressed stone. I pulled away a part of it to make the hole larger. If we get one of the paraffin lamps going, we can lower it down to see what's in there. We soon got the lamp blazing away, but we hadn't any rope to lower it down with. So I said, "Hold on to my legs, and I'll go in head first with the lamp." Terry clamped my legs, and I slowly lowered my head down into the hole. What I saw, I couldn't believe. The reflections from the lamp were dazzling. "What do you see?" I heard Terry shout. He pulled me out and saw the shock in my face. "Me next. Hold on to my legs." I duly obliged, and he went down. "Bloody heck!" his voice echoed. I pulled him out. We just sat there not talking. "Who do you think put it in there?" "It's been there a long time," I said. I remembered some history. It was hidden to stop Henry VIII getting his mitts on it. I explained that in 1530 or thereabouts, Henry VIII had sent Thomas Cromwell round to all the monasteries and abbeys to assess their wealth. He'd reported that they were very wealthy. Soon afterwards, Henry started to dispossess the monks of all their treasures, and maybe the monks at Fountains had got wind of this and decided to salt away their goodies. Hence this chamber. "That would explain it," Terry said. "There's a fortune in gold and silver crucifixes, chalices, plates, salvers." "We'll get bugger all for finding it," said Terry. "How's that?" "Cistercians. They're still going strong. We say we've discovered this, and they'll say it's church property, and they'll claim it back, and we'll get nothing. We're bound to get some reward." "What, if they say they'll pray for us, and our reward will be in heaven? You'll be happy with that, will you?" I could see his point. "What are we going to do then?" "Stay here, keep guard, put up the tent as if we're camping here, and I'll go and find a phone." 5 hours later, I heard the chug of an engine. Doors slammed, and Terry and his father arrived. They lowered me down, and I passed up the treasure, and as the chamber grew emptier, I noticed something that made me jump. The lamps reflected off something which stood upright. The figure had been maybe a bishop's vestment, put on a wooden support to keep it off the ground. It must have looked magnificent 450 years ago, but now all the cloth had rotted and fallen away, leaving the gold thread that's been sewn through it intact. It shimmered in the light like a spider's web. After what seemed like hours, we'd cleared the chamber apart from 4 decorative wooden panels. That's it, I shouted up. Terry's dad stuck his head in. Even those panels, Al. We've got to take everything. This is going to be found eventually. If we leave the panels, they'll know stuff was down here. Empty, it's just a hole. So that is how I got 4 medieval painted panels. It transpired that Terry's dad was a scrap merchant, and all those treasures got melted down and sold to jewelers all over the country. I did protest, but as Terry's dad said, all these riches were taken from the common people. It shouldn't be toffs that get the benefit, but people like Terry and you. He paused. And me as well. I had to agree. What else could I do? I did get £5,000. In 1970, and aged 18, that was a fortune. No one wanted the panels, so I asked and got them. What are you going to do with them? My brother asked, jolting me back to reality. I'll think of something, I said. Hope you liked that story. As I said, could be true, could be just a pack of lies, but a story's a story. I hope you enjoy it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, please, and share. Be very, very grateful. Many thanks indeed. And I'll see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.